I watched the video clip that you created that is making you so tired because you're now on clip number 2, and it was extraordinary, I thought, and I was like, "Wow." So tell us a little bit about that because it is part of your it's like a video creation of your book, Coliseum, which had a full cast audio version, which makes spectacular videos, so I'm wanting to hear more about that.
Yeah, so I watched a video which some viewers may be familiar with. It's part of the Chloe versus History series. And one of the things that I want to emphasize if you're starting to see these how to create a movie using AI in 5 easy steps kind of videos on YouTube. Those videos are commercials. They're just
Mhm.
commercials. I mean, because they make it seem as if it's not so much like it's difficult in terms of complex, but it's very, very labor intensive because you have to create this one video that I saw where a guy is talking about this. And again, it's still really a commercial, but he did have the grace to actually admit that to create I believe it was a 3 minute clip, action clip, he had over 500 segments, over 500 clips that had to go together to
Mhm.
basically make a guy run into the desert, climb up a skeleton, and then fight this other guy for 3 minutes,
Wow.
500 segments. And that's what's so time and intensive is that to create these visual effects, you have to create individual clips, and each clip has a bunch of different components to it. So what the technology has done is it's made it possible for a person who knows absolutely nothing about cinematography and
Mhm.
is working alone, like literally by yourself, to make a movie.
Mhm.
Now, I had the advantage because the technology has advanced to the point where it can do voiceover, but the thing about these AI tools is that essentially what you're doing is you're giving it information. So if it's a visual clip that you wanted, if it's a visual that you wanted to produce, you can use a visual reference. Like you can take a photograph of yourself and upload it into the dashboard and then prompt it to do things with you. Like,
Mhm.
put me on the Riviera or put me in space or whatever. And when you hit, start, it's like pulling the lever on a slot machine, because you have absolutely no idea what's going to come out.
Right,
None,
right. Yeah, like the
and
early dolling,
each
yeah.
exactly. And like each thing that you do, be it an image, an audio clip, a video clip, each thing you do, it costs you credits. That's the way the companies that are selling these things, that's the way they make money from credits.
Mhm.
And so an image might cost you 20 credits, whereas an audio clip might cost you 100 credits, and then a video clip will cost you about 400 credits. And it all depends on the resolution, on the quality of whatever it is you ask the AI to produce for you. And it also
Mhm.
depends on which AI you're using. So that's the other
Mhm.
thing to understand for like just people who are not in this industry is that these tools that you're hearing about. So you hear about Sea Dance. That's the big one that's really
Mhm.
made a big leap in terms of, you give it a couple of images and what it'll do is it'll actually have the things in that image do things, look like they're doing things from one moment to the other. That's what Sea Dance, and Sea Dance is really good at it. But Sea Dance is kind of like a clothing company, Polo.
Mhm.
Polo is the brand, but it actually you can buy Polo clothes in multiple places. Well, that's the same thing with Sea Dance. You can actually access Sea Dance through OpenArt, Hexfield, Runway, through Sea Dance directly, and that's true of all of these AI tools. So there's one that Google has called Nano Banana. That's one. People may know of and actually have
Mhm.
negative feelings for Grok, which is,
Yeah.
the one associated with Elon Musk. And people are using it to do terrible things. That is definitely true. But you can access all these different AI tools through multiple places that kind of operate almost like stores, except you don't
Mhm.
go in there once and buy one thing. What you're doing is you're paying a monthly or a yearly fee to access
Mhm.
a collection of AI tools. That's what you're doing. So
Right.
your money's going directly to whatever platform that you're paying to gain access to all these tools. So it's a lot of work. I mean, but I realized watching Chloe versus History that I had the benefit of having made the decision when I decided to turn my novel Coliseum into an audiobook that I wanted it to be a full cast audiobook.
Mhm.
That's just something that I really felt strongly about, which is the most expensive way to do it, actually.
Right, and real
And so
people.
I
This is
worked with a
not, I wanted
great
to
cast.
reiterate this, real voice actors in Coliseum. This is
Yes,
not
yes,
a
yes.
that the AI portion of this comes with the videos that you're making, but you wrote the novel, you had a full audiobook cast to the audiobook, so you're taking it from there to create the video aspect, but, I just wanna reiterate, 'cause a lot of people get really still, and I don't, hopefully for a while, kind of irritated when everything is AI. You know, they want something human
Yeah,
in
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
And so the fact that you wrote the book and you're a writer and you wrote the book and you had the real people do the full audio version of the book, I think is really important. And then the video truly is, it's amazing. I mean, watching it, and that's the first
Oh,
thing I
thank you.
thought of when I was watching it is if you didn't have a full, a full audio cast doing your audiobook, the video wouldn't have worked out nearly as well because you'd have had the same person doing all the
No.
voices and that wouldn't have sounded good.
Or the AI would have basically chosen from a very narrow range of
Right.
voices.
Yeah.
So if I would have
And then you
asked it,
don't have the
old
people
woman.
behind that. Yeah.
Exactly, and it's not really acting, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So the voice actors were professional actors, and they
Yeah.
performed each role, and there are a lot of speaking characters in my novel.
Mhm.
So each actor, there were 11 of them, and they were each cast to one main character that they performed.
Mhm.
They're the only one that performed that one main character throughout the recording. But then they had all these other characters, that you might meet once.
Yeah.
It's important for the character to be distinct, but it's also not important for one person
Yeah.
for more than one person to know anything about that scene,
Yeah.
and so, I mean, and these are all professional voice actors, so they're able to like each one of them have record. I mean, they've all recorded hundreds of audiobooks other than mine,
Mhm.
and they've all either been nominated for awards or won awards. And so, they most of the books that they do, they are the only voice actor
Mhm.
because, like I said, having a cast of voice actors is the most expensive way to do it. So
Yeah.
even the traditional publishers, they're not going to go that route if they don't have to.
Yeah, very few
So I just
do.
happen to really believe in it.
Mhm.
I just happen to really believe in it, and that's the reason why I did it that way. But to your point, I'm very fortunate in the sense that I've already got the audio already done, and it's saving me a
Yeah.
lot of time in the sense that I don't have to do all the things I'm doing for the still clips and then turning those into motion clips. I would also have to do the same thing for the voice. But and the voicing, the post-production engineer, the sound
Mhm.
engineer who pulled everything together, they created a certain pacing. So, as a writer for like God
Mhm.
and Drag, there's a certain pacing that you had in terms
Yeah.
of, reading the
Mhm.
narration and reading the dialogue. And
Yeah.
then you had this team of people work together to create another pacing. And then the sound engineer created the final pacing for the audiobook. And that pacing is what I'm using
Okay.
to create the videos.
Well,
So
it's I don't know
yeah.
how long it's gonna take you to do the whole book, but it's impressive, and I'm looking forward to all the different clips that you have coming out. Because I really enjoyed the book, so plug for
Well,
the book
actually,
if you read the book.
oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm actually trying to get it done before the cage match that's happening in front of the White House.
Really? Oh my gosh, that's ambitious. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I mean, it's people are gonna watch Coliseum, and at
Uh-huh.
around the time that this thing is happening, in D.C. in front of the White House,
Yeah.
and think that well, this is very on the nose. When actually, I wrote Coliseum 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is reality meeting fiction. So this, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm kind of hoping to have it done by the end of next month. I mean, I'm adding clips, I'm
Okay.
putting as much as I can, getting them together as well
Mhm.
as I can, and then, I'll release that. But once you get in, you'll have access to, all the clips that are there presently and the ones that come later. So
Mhm.
that's the way that'll work.
Okay. Alright, well, very good. I'm looking forward to it.